Hey guys, I hope you're doing fine. It's been a minute since I last posted. This is going to be a video on my trading for the past years. Um, the reason I stopped making videos at first was because I didn't get any results. But now, as I get results, I'm gonna. I've made a promise to myself, and it would be to really post more on YouTube and social media. Now, the motivation I have behind this video is to uh, post my payout online after a couple of years of trading and getting finally a mentor. I was able to get a payout. I got it 7 months after getting my first mentor. And before that I was like into trading for 3 or 4 years. And so yeah, now I'm more comfortable in my situation. And yeah, so yeah, I've been funded from the month of May with Lucid, and only 2 weeks later have I been able to secure a payout and get it my first payout ever. It's been a very long journey. It's not over yet. It's actually the very first step I've made toward that destination. But it's a nice goal that I reached, making over $1,000 over a band from Lucid trading. I got funded in 30 days, so by risking a quarter of the maximum loss limit, which is 500 out of the 2,000 loss limits, and I was able to make a 6R within a month. So taking a month to pass an eval, it seems like a lot, but when you think about it, like 6R in a month, it's a really solid performance. And you shouldn't really let anyone tell you that your performance was shit and you need to pass them in a week or in 2 weeks, because you should really take your time. Like having a 6R once, like that's really great performance. That's really great performance. So when I got funded, finally, it was on the 29th, I remember, of April. On the first day I'd lost, but on the second day, there was a really nice expansion, and I was able to catch a bit over 5R, a 5R trade. Now the trade that I have taken, which was this one right there, on the 1st of May, 2026, of course, we had a CRT. My indicator showed that we had a bullish CRT from 2 a.m. and so it got the candle closed at 6 a.m. and so from 6 a.m. I waited for the first changes of state we would have, the market would print, and it occurred right there. And it was also aligned with a bullish fair value gap that we respected. So it was a really solid trade. Made 5.43R. Normally I would only target -4R, -4 standard deviation, but in that case, I knew that we were like creeping higher. I knew that we would not stop at -4, even seeing how much the previous days had formed. I was like, all right, we are just going to go to all-time high again, and so it's something that we did. And thanks to that trade, by risking $500 on this one, I was able to catch 2.3 thousand USD, which had at that point set my balance at $1,800 positive. And so that secured my first payout, because I was only needing 4 more winning days of $150 or more. So yeah, it was so simple that I was like, okay, I got my first payout, like it's done. And so in the following days, I just used the tools that Lucid Trading and Tradeovate allow me to use, which are the lockouts and the manual daily loss limit. So on Tradeovate, you can set your daily loss limit. So at that time, I had set $200 per day, so I couldn't lose more than that. And also after each trade, I would lock myself out, because it would only be 1-to-1, $150 risk to $150 reward. Very simple concept. And yeah, at the end of the day, even if I did some bullshit, I took some really shitty trades, I ended up getting my 5 winning days. However, yeah, I needed at the end, on the last day, I needed to get a lot more to be able to request a payout, because at that time I had like 1,200 on the account, and so I was like, yeah, no, I'm not requesting a minimum $500 payout, because on Lucid it's minimum 500. I was like, no, I'm not requesting that. I need more. And yeah, so I did take a 2-hour trade to finish this and actually get my first payout. If I remember, yeah, I do remember it was this one. I had set my standard deviation right there. And we actually tapped minus 1.5 perfectly. And yeah, I had my took my stop loss there, probably there. Yeah, 2.25, and we probably, I think we had SMT right there or something like this. Yeah, probably like this. Yeah, this. Something like this probably. And yeah, it was a really free trade. We ended up tapping minus 2.33. And probably it was respecting this one more. No, it did not. And so we ended up taking out my targets for 2.2 hour. And it made me a little bit over 1,000 USD. And yeah, after that, I was like, okay, I'm securing a payout. I had at that point 2,400 on the day. And really, the main focus of this video is to really share my experience and show you guys that it's way easier than you think. It is way easier than you think. Like, if you genuinely dedicate yourself to respecting your system and your plan and doing the exact same way you do when you backtest, like genuinely, and if you're profitable backtesting, like genuinely, you should be passing an eval like in 2 weeks, not more than 2 weeks. Like, it should be that easy. And yeah, if you're, and the only thing that would fuck up your trading if you do trade like you do on backtesting, it would be by over trading or over risking or having a really bad battery management or on overall. And yeah, and so yeah, by using the tools that the futures prop firms allow you to use, just such as the lockout and the daily loss limits, you have no excuse, no fucking excuse to not succeed. No excuse to not pass an eval, and no excuse to make your first payout. After passing an eval, you literally just need one big day, like 1 3-hour day, 4-hour day if you want. 1 3-hour day, that's $1,500, which secures about $750 payouts. And then you just have to farm winning days, and by taking one-to-ones, you probably have an edge, like you probably have more than 50% win rate. So you are probably going to make even more going to 2K, and then you have a bend. You have a bend in payouts. Like it's literally a glitch. It's literally a chance that we have right now as traders. I'm telling you guys, you need to be using the tools that TradingView, TradeOvate, and the prop firms allow you to use. On TradingView, you should really have the premium. Like, buy the premium. Why don't you have the premium? You should be able to do candle replay, candle bar replay, and see how well your indicators work and how well your strategy works. No need for FX replay. And for TradeOvate, you can literally go in settings and set the daily loss limits and the lockouts. So do it. Okay, I'm on a 50K. I have a $2,000 maximum loss limit. Okay, so how many trades do I want in buffer? How many trades do I want to risk before having this account blown? Personally, I would only go with 4. I would risk 500 per trade, 1 a day. That's it. You don't need more. But you might be more of a beginner, you might have less experience, you might have less emotional control, less everything. So you might say, okay, I'm gonna take 6, maybe 6. Okay, so what's 6? 2000 divided by 6. Okay, I'm gonna risk 300 per trade and see how that goes. I'm gonna target a 1 to 2 every day, strictly. And you might do that. You might also target whatever you want, like you do what the fuck you want. You do what you are profitable with. That's it. And also, I've been talking about the management, the on-screen management. But outside of the charts, outside of your screen, you need to have some discipline in your life. You need to be developing yourself and your psychology and your self-esteem, and everything should be getting better. You need to be reflecting more in your day-to-day basis. You need to maybe even meditate, or if you want, because that really regulates how well you think before doing something. Like you really start asking yourself questions before doing something or heading somewhere or taking a trade. Or you might even just want to be praying, because that's That's another beneficial thing. And please, I beg, just step away from the chart when you see that there is nothing, and just set alerts and come back later into the day when the alert gets hit. You literally have no interest in looking at the chart when you have nothing. You're just gonna burn yourself. Like, genuinely, you just get out of the charts. It's not that difficult. Or if you wanna check the chart, don't check today's chart. You're literally two clicks away from you're 2 clicks away from just backtesting. So if you wanna be looking at the charts, you can just use replay mode and just see the candles that we print. That's it. Bang. I'm not gonna do analysis, but that's for another video. But yeah, you shouldn't be focusing too much on the day-to-day chart. And really, if you wanna work on something or get better, just check, do backtesting or look at videos, or and just chill out, you know. So yeah, this payout was the result of years of trying and failing, sometimes being successful. Sometimes you take profits, but you don't really have edge, so you have to readapt everything and get a mentor. And once you get the mentor, everything starts to get better. You start noticing things, seeing things that are repeating every fucking day on the market. Boom, 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 boom. That's how the system works. You're gonna just scale up like as fast as you can imagine. First week you pass. Second week you get your first payout. Third week, second payout. And from the second payout you're like, yeah, it's not about luck anymore. I've made 2. Maybe the first one was luck, but the second showed something. It showed that there is some consistency in my trading. So I'm able to really start to scale up. So I'm gonna get a second evaluation, and I'm gonna pass it in 1 week. And when you've made payout on both, you're like, okay, I'm gonna double my capital. I'm gonna buy 2 other accounts. Then you're gonna have 4, then 8, and then you just get onto other platform, 8, 16, 32. I mean, it's not gonna go that fast, but you get my point. You can get to max allocation on a platform, getting 5 accounts really fucking fast. And I'm no one. I'm just a guy who's made a little insignificant payout, a little 1.2k payout, and I didn't even receive 1.2k because there is the 90-10 split. But you get my point. If you get your first payout, then you continue to try. You continue to try and excel at trading. Like nothing's gonna stop you. Nothing is able to stop you. But if you start getting comfortable, start pattern trading like I did, like I was starting to do after I got my first payout, then yeah, you're gonna lose your edge. But you need to really be focusing more on your high time frame analysis and everything, your bias. And once you do, like there is nothing which can stop you. The only struggle you could have is with your execution. But if you have if you have a setup, if you have something which allows you to get a payout and be profitable on like a 2 week or 3 week period, then you might have a good an execution and a setup which is good enough for you to be able to get edge on the market when combined with the high time frame analysis, and you may even get way more than edge. So yeah, you have to really think about it and take your time, and before you start every day, before you take a trade, you analyze, and you probably even use bar replay to just see what happened during the night or during the period that you left the markets in. And if you do, then yeah, start from the high time frame, and yeah, you're just set. Get your confirmation, then you go down to the lower time frame, you get your confirmation, then you're in, and you put your stop loss and your take profit, and that's it. You're done for the day. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best for you guys to pass an account again and make a payout again. And once I do, I'm gonna start scaling up, and yeah, before the end of the summer, I'm gonna have scaled up, I can tell you guys. I'm gonna start trying my best for myself too, but just so like I can just prove to myself that I can reach goals. And I've already had reached a goal, which is making 4 figures on the market. Next thing is 5 figures. And once I do, yeah, I'm gonna be happy again. Then I'm gonna be wanting more and be sad again. Next thing, you've made 6 figures in payout. But yeah, all it takes is to you be focused on your analysis, your high time frame, your low time frame, and just execute your plan like you backtested it and and using it the way it works. It was a really long journey, and it's not over. I want more. I want to refund everything that I invested on this market and on these platforms. It's a band, and before that I had spent like over 3,000 USD. So my main objective for the summer is to refund everything that I invested in the past 2 or 3 years that I've been trading on prop firms. And live, because I started on live because I didn't even know that prop firms were a thing in 2024. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys trade well and really take your time, because that's the main thing you should be focused on. You get on the charts, you go into higher time frame, you analyze, and only then you start looking for your setup at a convenient price points. And you don't start chasing the market and getting the best entry ever. No. You just try to execute your plan. I trust you do that, guys. And yeah, next thing you know, you're at my point, sharing with other people your payouts and showing that this is possible. You can make some money with the financial markets. You can make some money with the prop firms. So yeah, have a good rest of your day.